Hey everyone, it's Spencer here with Niche Pursuits. We're going to go live here in just a second. I just want to do a quick sound check to make sure that everybody can hear me and that I can hear everybody and that we can see each other's screens. So Jake and Jason, can you let me know if you can hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Cool.
10-4. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So, and I know you guys can see my screen. Let's make sure everybody that's starting to join can see as well. So if you're just joining now, if you could let me know if you can see my screen. It should say 4 new ways to increase Amazon affiliate earnings. And of course, I'll know if you can hear me if you're chatting there. So let me know. Let's see. Yep, we're getting a few people. Kojo's saying it's working. Mary, I can hear and see you. Ahmed, yeah, it's working. Excellent. So it looks like we are getting it to work, and lots of people are now joining. Julius, Sybil, Jay, Higgins. Everybody says it's working. Excellent. So give us just a second. We're going to get started here in just a second. Looks like we've got Dave in Mesa, Arizona. I know a Dave in Mesa, Arizona. Grew up in Mesa, Arizona, in fact, so it's a good place. I'm actually in Washington State myself, so I'm on Pacific Standard Time. I know a lot of you, in fact, somebody just said it's 3 a.m. where I live. Tom's, thank you so much for staying up. This should be a good one, so we're going to make it worth staying up an extra few hours for you. So we are actually about 2 minutes after 5 o'clock, our starting time. So I don't want to be late. So let's jump into it. Again, welcome to the live training here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 4 new ways to increase your Amazon affiliate earnings for 2018. And I do specifically want to tailor everything to, you know, what maybe has worked in the past to looking forward, what is going to be working in the future. And so, of course, at the end of the year, I know a lot of you are starting to look at goals, hopefully, and thinking about how you can improve your business down the road. But before we jump into the official presentation, we're going to introduce ourselves. I think most of you probably know who I am. Again, I'm Spencer Hawes, nichepursuits.com. There's a few bullet points on the screen about me if you care to read that. But I founded Longtail Pro. I've ventured into Amazon FBA more recently, and of course done lots of niche websites and SEO and that sort of thing. So, but I've also got Jake and Jason with me. Jake, why don't you introduce yourself, and then Jason will follow.
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name's Jake. I work with Spencer. I have for about 3 years now. In addition to working with Spencer previously on the Longtail Pro software and now Niche Pursuits and Amazon products. I run my own FBA business that's grown quite a bit, and also build websites, you know. So my best website, actually, we just celebrated some success this year. I've had about 2.2 million page views on my top performing site, and we've doubled revenue over last year, and so it's been really successful, which is great. And but you know, I just started as a reader of Niche Pursuits, maybe like a lot of you guys on the call here, and implementing some of the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. So hopefully this will be a really helpful session for everybody.
And Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you want me to jump in. Cool. Hey guys, this is Jason Wilson. I've been working for Spencer for about the last 8 months. Came from a long career in the corporate world. I had done digital marketing on the side for the last few years. Like Jake, I also have my own web properties that I manage. And we also had a milestone last month. One of my primary sites just hit 120,000 page views last month. So that was a big deal for me. Yeah, just excited to be a part of the team, and looking forward to sharing some strategies with everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So let's jump right into the material. As we do, I would like to provide a quick outline so you know what to expect in the next hour. Okay, about an hour is what we're going to spend. As you can see, Jason, Jake, and myself, we do have experience building out web properties each on our own and as a team. And so as we go, if you have questions, please go ahead and type those into the chat box. We'll try to answer some of those perhaps during the presentation, but certainly at the end, we're going to have time for Q&A. But along the way, as I mentioned, we want to talk about the overall strategies that we feel are going to work for 2018, looking to the future, not the past, what maybe used to work. So we're going to talk about first, why keywords, certain keywords should be targeted instead of the more commonplace best and reviews. Those things have been hit a lot, and we're going to talk about what you can do besides doing those common keywords. Then we're going to dive into a little bit into the types of articles that Google really loves to rank when it comes down to it. There's certain things that you can do to make Google rank your website a little bit better, and these are sort of the newer and better ways to produce these kinds of articles. And then next, we're going to talk about a couple of small tweaks that you can do to your website or to sort of your affiliate strategy, if you will, to increase your earnings per click. And I've got a couple of examples here as well that we can run through. And then, of course, we want to talk about how you can convert your browsers into buyers, how you can take people along that purchase funnel a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, so that you capture more of that commission, and how Table Labs, my new software tool, can make it much easier to do that. Now that, of course, is going to be at the end after we provided lots of great content here for about 40 minutes or so. And then we'll show you Table Labs a little bit and what it can do. And then, like I said, at the end, we're going to have questions and answers. So please be ready for those along the way as well. So I hope you guys are ready to go. Let's jump right into it.
Cool. So I'm going to start us out talking about cashing in with product comparisons. So Spencer mentioned that many affiliates, and if you guys have affiliate sites of your own, you're probably focusing already on keywords like best, insert the product here. So, best washer and dryer, best smartphone, best Bluetooth speakers, things like this that are sort of the classic keyword for affiliate sites. And those obviously still work, and those are still great to rank for. So there's still opportunities there. And a lot of people also focus on, insert product reviews, this particular product reviews, and that's sort of the keyword that you focus on. And so, and that'll take you so far, but there's a lot of really good opportunities. And the site that I mentioned in particular that we've had a lot of success with the 2+ million page views this year, what I'm about to share, we've really done a lot of and seen it work very, very well, and that we've ranked very quickly, and it's really helped our affiliate sales as well. And that's by comparing specific products. And so what I've found is that searchers who are comparing two specific products are often ready to buy. And so these keywords usually look like product A versus product B, or what's the difference in this product and that product. And I'm going to share a few examples in a moment. But the thing about it is that there's virtually limitless combinations, as you can imagine. So if you think about it this way, for a lot of people that are searching for a product and they're doing their research online, let's say they were going to look for a new washing machine online. They might go and start out by searching what's the best washer in 2017 or something like that. But then as they do their research, they might narrow it down to just a couple of models. So I know I either want a Maytag or I want the Samsung, right? And so then they might go back and search, well, I've narrowed it down to these two. What's the difference in the Samsung washer and the Maytag washer, something like that. And so when you can deliver content that compares those specific two models, you've got somebody who's ready to buy. They've really narrowed down their search to sort of the last straw. I'm picking between these two items. And so if you can deliver good content to them and then get them over to Amazon or wherever you're being an affiliate of, you've got a great opportunity to actually cash that into a commission, which is wonderful. So you can also look for opportunities that don't necessarily mention specific products, and I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. But go ahead and hit the slide, and the first example I'm going to talk about is, what's the difference? So this is a common search that people do, especially for products that have different styles or different variations, and a lot of products do this. And so what you have the ability to do is point out similarities and differences between models that are similar, okay? And so it's great for comparing version 1 to version 2. And I've got a screenshot here where you can see what's the difference between the iPad Pro in the air, right? So they're both iPads. This person knows they want to buy an iPad, but they're maybe deciding, what are the specs between the Pro and the Air that are different? What are the key things that I need? Which one's going to be right for me, right? When they're searching, what is the difference between? And so again, you have the ability to be the advocate, the person that's teaching them, here are the differences. And hopefully now you've made a decision. Click here to go buy the one that's better for you. Next is brand A versus brand B. And this is the example I gave earlier of maybe somebody who's looking, they know they either want the Samsung or they want the Maytag appliance, and now you've got the ability to compare those two. So it's perfect for giving the pros and cons of the competing products and then providing your recommendation between the two if you have one. And so the nice thing about being affiliate marketers, like many of us are, is that you don't necessarily have a dog in the fight. Your goal is to be an unbiased source of information. I think it's a great mentality shift, if you're not there already, to not be trying to sell people stuff, but trying to be educational. Because when people feel like you're giving them unbiased, educational, thorough information, they feel informed, and informed people become buyers. They want to be informed buyers. And so that should be the goal. And so brand A versus brand B lets you do that. And here's an example with smart thermostats, right? The Ecobee 4 versus the Nest. Which one should you buy? And so you can go into all the pros and the cons. And if you're in this situation, if you have this type of house, you might want this one. So there's a lot of great ways to dig into that. But this is also a great affiliate keyword as well, because these people are definitely ready to buy a smart thermostat. You're just helping them decide which one. And then the final example is which one should I use? And so this one can be a little bit more vague, that maybe aren't even necessarily, when they go to search in Google, they might not even know what product they want yet. So it might not be product specific at all. So many times these are more subtle keywords that you can look for. Which one should I use? Which method is better? And so it's easy to add in natural product mentions in your content. So it's almost a mix of like informational content with affiliate content, which is really nice because it's just a nice natural way to do things. And so the example I have on this one is foam rollers versus stretching, right? So foam rollers obviously are a product. Stretching is, just something that you do. It's not a product. Now there are products that maybe can help you stretch, maybe a yoga mat, or I think they have bands that help you stretch and things like that. So there's some products there, but this person wasn't necessarily looking for a product when they went to Google. They're trying to figure out what are the benefits of foam rolling versus stretching, or which one's going to help me more as an athlete, or whatever the case may be. But as you're educating them on the differences between the two and which one's better depending on your situation, obviously you can talk about the best foam rollers. You can talk about things to supplement your stretching routine that might help. And so the same goes for other, just staying in the fitness niche. If somebody's looking at yoga versus weightlifting, you can compare those two types of training, those two types of fitness, but also mention products. You should have a really good yoga mat if you're going to do this. Here's our favorite one. If you're looking for a home gym, this is the best one we've found. So it's just a very natural way to mention a product and get somebody who's may not even be thinking about a product to be interested, get them over to Amazon and get them to buy something. So with that, I'll pass it over to Jason. He's going to talk about our next strategy.
And if I could just jump in here real quick in between
Sure.
you guys, just to reiterate what Jake mentioned about, and specifically why we're bringing this up for a 2018 strategy. I know that a lot of people, like I mentioned in the beginning, really hit the keywords of, best foam roller or foam roller reviews. I've seen entire niche websites that are purely made up of these types of keywords, best and reviews. And those types of keywords are getting more and more competitive. Yes, there's lots of opportunity there, but more and more affiliates that are entering the market, they're all targeting those exact keywords. So if you can sort of zig when everybody else is zagging a little bit and start targeting some of these additional verses or comparative keywords that Jake brought up, that's going to be a great strategy going forward in 2018. So I just wanted to sort of mention that, reiterate that point. And
I mentioned this earlier too, I guess before. So false alarm, Jason. It's not your turn yet. We've still got things to add here. On the site that I mentioned that does well, the other thing we found is that we tend to rank really quickly for these keywords. And I mentioned, limitless combinations, and that's almost the truth, because if you get into doing brand A versus brand B. If you think about washing machines, there's probably a dozen leading brands out there. And if you think about all the different combinations, if I do Maytag versus LG, Maytag versus Samsung, people are searching for all these different combinations. And so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You're not just copy pasting, but you've got a lot of that content already. So there's really a lot of leverage that you have to where you can pump this content out pretty quickly, but you can also rank very quickly because it is very low competition. So it's a really, really strong strategy to take into 2018 for sure. All right, Jason.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah,
before I jump into in-depth reviews, just something I'll even chime on to this too as we're talking through it. Why it's good to do these versus type of articles, like you're seeing, and it also ties into the in-depth stuff too. Like we're seeing a lot of not just niche site builders get into these niches now. We're seeing like bigger brands and bigger competitors that are out there that are putting out great content, and they've got marketing budgets and a lot of they've got researchers behind it, which is okay. It just means that your content, this ties into what we're going to cover next. It means your content needs to find a way to be the best. So here's where we're going to tie into using in-depth reviews. The 1,500 word guides for best in reviews. Those have been done, and 1,500 words just isn't going to cut it anymore. I'm seeing this a lot on my sites too. Like some of the bigger keywords, most of the competitors are 2,500 words plus. Some of them are, well above that. And it's because the shift is now focusing on a more complete user experience. So when people are publishing these review guides, they are an all authority resource for this particular topic. And it's got everything you can imagine. It's got questions that someone might ask on the topic. So to Jake's point, if you've got washing machines, if you're doing a section on washing machines, there's going to be an FAQ section at the bottom that says, like what spin cycle, is most popular with new washing machines, or, something like that. There are going to be a lot of questions that people will ask in relation to that topic that people are including in their buying guides. You should definitely aim to cover all aspects of your subject matter. So if your topic is washing machines, you want to make sure that you do your best to cover every topic about washing machines. There are resources like Answer the Public, and even just using basic Google searches that you can find questions that people might be asking about the topic to give you additional content ideas to have a very authoritative page about your topic. Review guides should include real images. Those should be self-taken, preferably, or to stay Amazon compliant, you should be using the Amazon API. There are tools out there that will allow you to use the API, which will pull images for niche sites or for websites in general, and that stays within Amazon's policy for images. You cannot download Amazon images directly from Amazon and use them in your site. So, make sure you're using the API if you do it. Self-taken images are also great. And then video reviews are also becoming popular, just like unboxing videos. So a washing machine might be a perfect example of someone gets a washing machine delivered from Amazon and they're unboxing their washing machine. And that is going to be included as either a product review or in their product review list where they may compare 10 different washing machines. Now, it may not be feasible to buy 10 different washing machines, but you can definitely go take images. If you're out shopping, you can go places where there are ways for you to take those images and maybe even take some videos as well if you know people that use specific products that you are trying to capture. So let's talk about what you should do if you have a site that's already ranking for keywords, but maybe you're not seeing the results that you want. Maybe you're on page 2 and beyond. This is a good time right now. If you're already ranking, that means Google has leveraged your site as somewhat authoritative. You have content that people like. You just aren't worthy enough to be on page 1. There's a few different ways that you can boost your content. The first one is internal linking. So as you're expanding your content past the recommended word count, around 2,500 words, you can internally link to other product comparison articles. You can also link to Other pillar posts, which are your long articles that you want people to go to, or you've got most of your targeted keywords, you can make sure you're linking to those pages, and just make sure you're creating a good resource where if someone has a question about your product, you have another link that might lead them somewhere else on your site to get more detail about that product or about that question. You can also add long tail keywords to your longer articles to get more traffic. And a lot of people will do that again in the form of like an FAQ or in sections where, you might have a section dedicated to the best washing machine for people on a budget. That might be a question that someone would ask. If you're in the educational niche, it could be how to become like if you're in, let's say, your massage therapy, it could be how to become a massage therapist in the state of Indiana. So maybe that's a keyword that gets some search volume that you want to target. Well, you could include that in a comprehensive guide in your article to get more traffic. So next, we're going to go over a couple of examples of sites that are doing well, just to show you content length, where they stack up. So this site here, RunnerClick, this is one that I just pulled. I don't own this site. I'm not affiliated with it, but the content was very good. And it's ranked #1 for best running shoes for kids. They have both the featured snippet, which is a section of content in Google that they present as the #1 position. It's right above the organic search results. So they have both the organic search and they have the featured snippet. The content itself is 4,700 words, so it's very lengthy. And again, it's definitely broken down into providing you with lots of choices for the best running shoes for kids. They get into detail about each model, but they also have a very lengthy FAQ section at the end of questions that people may ask when they're trying to find running shoes for their kids. So that's example 1. Example 2 is this is for the keyword best creatine supplement. Now, it's not ranked #1, but it is in the top 10. This is a relatively competitive keyword. But just to show you that this is a niche site that is ranking in the top 10 with 4,700 words of content. So again, you can see 2 themes back to back. We're close to 5,000 words. 2,500 is generally good enough depending on the keywords that you're going to target. And I don't want to tell you to go out there and just create, a crazy word count for a user just to do it, just to rank. You shouldn't do that. But as you're targeting these FAQs or these additional keywords, that should give you a lot of leeway to improve your content. And when you're improving on it, it's going to get longer and more robust. So these are just a couple of the primary examples that I found when doing research. And we're going to go ahead, and Spencer, I'm going to hand it back off to you.
That sounds great. Thank you, Jason. Excellent points there. Again, this is looking towards 2018, just to review a little bit what Jason talked about. 1,000-word articles, 1,500-word articles usually aren't going to be enough anymore. You need to look to, Jason, 500 words. A lot of the articles we do are 5,000, 6,000 plus word articles. I know people doing very well with these in-depth guides that end up ranking for lots and lots of keywords. So if you can be the ultimate resource for somebody searching on Google, that's what Google loves. That's what Google is going to rank, is these in-depth articles that provide a true resource. So I just wanted to make that point as well. And if we're good here still, we're going to keep moving along. Okay, so we still good, Jake and Jason? If you could, I know there's been some connection issues. Everybody's still with us?
I think so. Yeah. Everybody just had to refresh their screen. So, and I think we're back.
All right. Yeah. If anybody has any audio or visual issues, go ahead and refresh your screen. We're still here. So hopefully that works out for the most part. So I do want to talk about a couple of very small tweaks that you can make to increase the earnings per click on your website. And the couple of ways that you can do that is, #1, you can spy on the top Amazon sellers. And I'm going to dive into this and why this is so important. But then secondly, you can use bestseller lists and other tools to help you essentially make sure you're picking the best products to review on your website. And so first I want to dive into, why do your product recommendations matter, and why do they matter in 2018 specifically? for next year. First, Amazon listings can have dramatically different conversion rates. Okay, so let's imagine we're looking at, let's go back to the foam rollers. We're looking at, 10 different foam rollers on Amazon. Sellers that are on Amazon that actually create those listings, they do a lot of work to put the best images, to put the best price, to put the best bullet points. They're doing a lot of work to optimize those listings. And some of those listings convert well, and some of those don't convert well. So if you're an affiliate and you're sending to a bunch of people to listings that don't convert well, you're kind of out of luck because you don't have any control over those specific listings. You're at the mercy of the Amazon seller to have a high converting listing. So what you want to do, of course, is send people to the listings that do convert well. So, and I know this because I'm an Amazon seller, and unfortunately, even some of my listings just convert at less than 1%, while other listings convert at over 20%. So if you're going to be sending 100 people from your website through your affiliate link, you might only get 2 or 3 sales on one of the poor listings. If you're sending them essentially to the wrong product, not even the wrong product, but the wrong listing itself, right? It still might be a foam roller, but you kind of just are sending to the one that doesn't convert well. On the other hand, you might send 100 clicks and get 20 plus sales, something that has a 20% conversion rate on a truly optimized or top listing. Okay, so your product recommendations and where you send people make a huge difference in the amount of money that you can make. So how do you do that? How do you figure out which listings are the most optimized? And that's what I want to share with you, is some of those strategies. So one way to do that, essentially to know which of these listings is selling a lot of products, is you can go to the Amazon bestsellers page. So there's the overall Amazon bestsellers that you can look at, or you can drill down per category. So right now I'm looking at the home and kitchen bestsellers on Amazon. You can see we've got a couple of essential oil diffusers. We got the Instapot, got the iRobot, the Poopery, everybody's favorite, and Christmas lights because it is around Christmas time. And then of course, there's several pages here that we could scroll through of products. But really what you want to do is start to drill down into subcategories. So if you have a website or an article that's comparing essential oil diffusers, and there's hundreds on Amazon, which ones should you be sending traffic to? You want to send them to these 2 best sellers. Okay, that's it. These listings have been optimized. They sell well. Amazon is telling you these are the best sellers. So it's kind of a no-brainer that they should be in your list of products that you're recommending to people because they're going to convert better probably than others. Okay, and we could go into a lot of examples here. There's you could drill down on the specific niche to get better listings, but that's one free way to do it. There is a tool called Jungle Scout that many of you are probably familiar with. This is just a screenshot from Jungle Scout. What's really cool is that it pulls in the actual revenue or the estimated revenue that any particular product is making, and the number of reviews, the rating, and how many units it's selling per month, along with other information that you can see here. So I typed in guinea pig cage just because it's been on my mind, I guess. And I did a Jungle Scout here to look at which of these is selling the best. So I can quickly realize that, okay, I can see that these first 2 listings are selling really, really well. And remember, this is around Christmas time, so usually they're probably not selling 128,000 every month, but they're selling well. So in comparison, I definitely would want to recommend the first 2 here, but I probably wouldn't want to recommend listing 9 and 10. I guess I should use my cursor over here. So you can see 9 and 10, or 9 and 10. It's saying it sells less than $297 a month right there, or around $851 per month. So I'm going to get the most bang for my buck if I focus on these couple and even some of these further down, right? And we could go to a next page, and maybe there's some that are on the second page that are selling well just for other keywords, essentially. So Jungle Scout is a really powerful tool that you can use to spy on Amazon listings to see what's selling really, really well. And it's going to increase your conversion rates by quite a bit. So if you have an Amazon affiliate website, I would go back to your articles that are getting the most traffic. Make sure you're recommending some of the highest converting products out there, and you're going to see a bump in earnings in 2018. Now, if you don't want to pay for Jungle Scout, there is a free tool called Unicorn Smasher that does essentially the same thing. They do require an email address. You get on their email list, and they will try to sell you AMZ Tracker and probably other things as well. But it is free, and it does essentially the same thing as Jungle Scout. I've got a quick screenshot here. In my opinion, it doesn't work quite as well, but for affiliate purposes, what I'm talking about doing, it probably works good enough. It gives you a good comparison of what's selling well versus other products. And so if we look at chinchilla toys, because why not? Maybe you've got a chinchilla review website, Best Chinchilla Toys. You can see that actually the top 2 listings or 3 listings are not the best sellers, right? So you'd actually want to come down here and recommend product 4, 5, and 7, right? So if you were to just do this on your own, you might think, oh, well, it's the top listing on Amazon, when in reality, it's not. It doesn't appear to be selling that much, at least according to Unicorn Smasher. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that free tool that you could use to get the same data or get similar data. All right, next I want to talk about how to convert browsers into buyers. All right, the main idea here is that you want to help people move along the purchase funnel. And I'm going to take a quick drink here. The main idea is that, people are coming to your website because they're researching products. If they're searching for best or versus type keywords, they're trying to make that decision. And your website is showing up in Google to help them make that decision. So if you're not doing a good job of helping that make that decision, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to the next affiliate website that will make a good recommendation, and then they'll go buy that product perhaps. A very powerful way to help people make a decision is providing data in a very clean and user-friendly way. So think about the way you make purchase decisions. You probably want to compare everything side by side. And if you can get all the data such as price, size, that sort of thing, what it looks like, you can make your decision much easier. All right. So this is why product comparison tables are so important for affiliate marketers, for Amazon associates going forward in 2018, because you can save readers a lot of time by comparing these items in a chart. You give them all the pricing and other information that they might need to make a decision, to push them along that purchase funnel a little bit quicker. So Amazon itself doesn't really compare items. They show price and overall rating, and that does help. But they don't compare on a lot of other details that you might be able to add value as an affiliate. So the readers that come to your website, they really do want your input. They want to know what's somebody that has researched all the available options and they've come to a conclusion. What is their top pick? What is the best available product for chinchilla toys or guinea pig cages or whatever it is that you happen to be reviewing on your website? And so, of course, it's product comparison tables that can make that process much easier. So here's just a couple of examples. So if you've got a website on best survival knife, you might put in a chart, the image, the title, the price, the rating, and of course the ability for people to buy, making it very easy so they can see what the everything looks like, etc. And then of course you've got your top pick highlighted there so they know what is best. And then I've got just another example of a chart here, best car battery charger. And so it may not surprise you that these couple of charts are actually from Table Labs, which is my new software tool for creating product comparison tables. And so what I'd like to do actually is a quick demonstration and kind of walk through at this point how you can very quickly and easily create these product comparison tables. And I'm going to switch screens here just for a second. And I just got to find the right screen. Here we go. I believe that I've got that. All right, I am back. I apologize for that. Let me know if you can hear me again, Jake or Jason.
Yeah, I hear you.
Roger.
Good, good. Yeah, sorry, connection issue there, but we're back. So hanging on. So I've got Table Labs pulled up here. This is where you can log in and, like I said, create product comparison charts very easy. So I just want to go in and do a quick example. This is actually in my dashboard account. You can see a lot of really cool things with your charts once you've created them. You can manage all of your charts from one dashboard to see how many views, how many clicks, what the click-through rate is, and other data. But very quickly, I'm going to just go in here and create a chart. So I've been talking about chinchilla toys. Unless there's something else that maybe if you guys have any niche ideas that you would like for me to create a chart on or research, go ahead and type that into the chat. I'm going to start with chinchilla toys. So that sounds like a fun one to me. So basically, all you do is you go in there, do a quick search, chinchilla toys, and just for example purposes, I'm going to show you how quickly and easily it is to create this chart. So I would just come in here. I would add a few of the products that I think look great. Let's see here. I'm not a big chinchilla person, if I'm honest. So I would have to do some real research to know which toys are truly the best. But I've got a few there. So I quickly added the products, and then I would come through here and just give them a quick rating to give people an idea. You can, of course, look at what the ratings are on Amazon. I could hit that little information button, and then I could come over here and, well, that one doesn't have any ratings on Amazon yet. So let's show you one that does. So I could come on here. That one doesn't either. A lot of chinchilla toys don't have ratings, apparently. But I would come through here and I would pick my favorite. And so I'd say, okay, this one is my favorite chinchilla toy. And then I could do a lot from here. If I wanted to drag over different columns, I can just very quickly, easily do that. I can change where the rating and the price are, or the buy button, anything that I want. I can just drag and drop. Or if I want to add a custom column, you know, something about the different chinchilla toys, I could do that, or I can delete the column, right? And so we'll add a title here. And then I can select from one of the pre-built themes if I want. But if I want to change the way it looks, I can very quickly and easily do that. So this is sort of the default theme that I've got. And again, I can change that very quickly and easily, right? I can go in, again, there's like 6 different pre-built themes. But if we wanted to change how those looked, it would be very easy to do that. I could come in here and go, let's change the header background. Let's make it more of a dark blue color, right? So I've just got a color picker. You know, I can drag that and do whatever I want. And we'll go relatively quickly here. Button background. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this color and put it in for the header background so it looks a little bit nicer. So basically the idea is you're in complete control. You can make it look, you can take one of the standard themes that we've got, right? Or you can completely customize how that looks. It's totally up to you. You can change the fade of different backgrounds to make them pop a little bit more, or you can change the top pick background if you wanted to do that, right? So if we wanted to make that a different color, you know, we could do that as well. Anything that you want. We'll go something closer to that. And then basically all that you need to do is get your embed code, which I'll just copy. And then you come over, if you're using WordPress, for example, it's very, very easy to do that. You just come into your text area, hit paste, and then hit update. And then I would view that page and you would be able to see it live. You can see this chart live now on the website. And of course, if I click on any of these, you know, if I hover over this, you can see it's my Amazon affiliate link at the bottom over the price, the title, or the buy button. And that's going to take me over to this particular toy with using my affiliate link. And there you go. You've got a great looking chart that's customized and making you money right away. Now, of course, you could do a whole lot else, right? I mean, if we decided, okay, I decided I don't like that theme, I want to go with the black and orange theme. That's done like that. I don't have to get new embed code. I just hit refresh, and that's automatically changed on the website. All right. The other cool thing that you can do with these charts as well is you can see what it's going to look like on a mobile device. So as you scroll in and out, you can see that certain columns will disappear or shrink there.
Hey, Spencer.
Yeah.
Let's take a time out real quick. We've got a few people, and I'm in the same boat, that the screen was kind of freezing up there when you were doing the color customization a minute or two ago. So let's see if for those that are having that problem, maybe a couple of you, if you could do a quick refresh and then see if that does it. But I just didn't want you to go any further if we could figure out a quick fix here.
Yeah. So are you still stuck on the same screen, or?
Yeah. Where you were sort of editing the colors there. So I don't know. Maybe if you want to try to stop sharing or reshare or something.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Give that a shot, and let me refresh. That's there.
We could talk about my next new venture into chinchilla niche sites, because that sounds like a fun niche to be a part of.
You've got excited now about chinchillas, huh?
I am.
I'm taking notes over here.
Yeah, it's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Chinchilla market. It's back to moving for me. What about folks in the chat here?
That must have worked. So I'll assume that it is. I had just come back over to the preview screen where you can start customizing things. I was just showing this slider here where you can show what columns are going to show up in mobile and what might not, right? So you can, the software is smart enough to remove certain columns, but then you can also customize that completely. So you could have just the image and the buy button, or you could have, you pick whatever columns you want to show up on certain devices. But let's go in here and see if we can customize this theme. So I've got this sort of orange and black theme right now. Let's say I wanted to make the header this same orange color. You know, I could do a color picker, or I could, what I'm doing is I'm copying the color from that button, and I'm going to change the header background to the same orange color, right? So we've got that to make that stand out just a little bit more. And let's say I wanted to make this top row stand out just a little bit more. Maybe I'd make it a slightly lighter color, something like that, right? And of course, you're in complete control. But you can take our standard themes, or you can customize that, is the idea. And then, again, I'll just, well, I've already taken this code, but basically all I'd do is I would copy that code. I'd come over back to my website, and I would paste that into WordPress. I'd just go into the text area, paste in that code, which I already have right there, and then I would simply view that here. And as you can see, it's got our new custom designed looking chart right there. So hopefully that going back and doing that was helpful for people. If we come back here, I do want to quickly just show how you can edit a mobile device. You can show, let's say you want the buy button to make sure it shows up on every size of screen. You just click on this extra small screen, and it's going to show up everywhere, no matter what. Okay, and so you can go in and customize where you can do that. It's really cool, a lot to do. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've been explaining, of course, a lot of what you can do, but honestly, it takes about 2 minutes to create a chart, and is very customizable. They look great. You can make them match the look and feel of your website exactly. And then you've got this very cool dashboard that shows you how many views, how many clicks, etc. For everything that is on your chart. So with that quick demo, I do want to now come back to my presentation, and hopefully that works pretty well here. Let's see here. Here we go. Appreciate you guys sticking around. We are going to it's not working quite as well as I'd hoped, but I'm going to just share this anyways, so we can get moving along. But essentially, got here is overall Table Labs. It does a lot of really cool things that I've already walked through, of course, right? So you're able to create these beautiful charts in just seconds. You can then you can pull in the prices automatically so that you're 100% Amazon compliant. And that really is key to a lot of things. So as long as you are Amazon compliant with your pricing, you're not going to run into any troubles. And again, you can customize, you can put your top pick, whatever that may be. And I'm going to just try this sharing one more time to get the right window. There we go. Then we should be good to go here. So But Table Labs is a piece of software that I've been working on for honestly like about a year to get everything just right. It makes it very simple. You just get the embed code. And if you've ever created comparison tables the old way, you know that it can take hours to just create one chart. The great thing about Table Labs is that it's not just a WordPress plugin. This is a snippet of code you can put on WordPress, of course, but any other website. It's going to work no matter where you put it. It also works on mobile devices. So they are responsive. Like I showed you in the example, you can select which columns are going to be showing up and which ones aren't going to be showing up. The other thing is it will localize your links. So if you live in the United States and you get visitors from the UK or from Japan or Germany or other countries, Table Labs is going to send those visitors to the right Amazon store so that you make more commissions. So you're not losing out on that opportunity. And it integrates with Amazon One Link. Essentially, the great thing about that is that it makes it Amazon compliant. You're sort of using their tools so that you know you're okay with them. Table Labs also will remove any products that are out of stock from your tables and will notify you when that happens so that you know, again, you're not missing out on any commissions. So I want to share with you a very special offer that we have tonight, and then we're going to jump into some questions and answers here. So before tonight, Table Labs is normally $597 per year to get unlimited tables. This truly is a SaaS web-based tool that is very powerful, that can help you make more money. You know, quite frankly, if it's not going to make you more than $500 or $600 a year, then it's not worth it. But Table Labs will help you make that additional commissions. But for a limited time, I'm going to remove the subscription so that you don't have any ongoing payments. You can get in for a one-time cost. And that one-time cost for tonight is $297. You can get everything, unlimited tables. You can get all of the features that I mentioned. You can get unlimited access to Table Labs. And in addition to that, I'm going to throw in 60 days free of Niche Pursuits Insider. And Niche Pursuits Insider, for you that maybe are not familiar, is a training program put together by Jake, Jason, and I. A lot of tutorial videos that walk you step by step how to create a niche website and improve your Amazon affiliate earnings, among other things. You can go right now to tablelabs.com/special to get this special offer on Table Labs. Very quickly, what you'll also get is with Niche Pursuits Insider is lots and lots of blueprints that I want to walk through just quickly. Most of these blueprints I'm going to show you are 30 minutes to an hour or more, each of these tutorial videos. So a 6-month timeline for building a niche website. It's your growth strategy, help you plan for success. Niche Selection 101, how to find the best niche. Maybe it's chinchilla toys. You can go through and figure that out by going through this tutorial, this blueprint. We also have a blueprint for link building essentials for niche websites, very in-depth, how to get those powerful links to your website. Broken link building blueprint, another powerful guide to getting links to your website. Again, you'll be getting all of this for free when you join Table Labs today. And then also how to ethically steal your competitors' best keywords. And also how to find a profitable product to sell on Amazon. If you decide to make the jump from being an affiliate to actually selling your own products, this is going to be a great blueprint for you. We've got an on-page SEO guide, again, very in-depth and useful. A Pinterest traffic game, how to generate traffic from Pinterest, how to get links from media outlets using Haro. And in addition to all the blueprints, you're going to get access to our private Facebook group where myself, Jake, and Jason are there answering questions on a daily basis. We've got some exclusive discounts for you in the members area. And on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis, we've got live training workshops as well. So you're going to get a lot of additional training when you join Table Labs today. And this is a special offer. Usually Niche Pursuits Insider is $37 a month, but you're going to get 60 days free when you join Table Labs. So with that, again, it's a one-time special offer. If you go to tablelabs.com/special, if you choose the unlimited tables plan, you'll also get 60 days free of Niche Pursuits Insider. So go ahead and check it out, tablelabs.com/special. With that, I do want to jump into some of the questions that have come in. And Jake or Jason, I'm not sure which one of you maybe have been managing the chat there a little bit, but maybe you could lead us off with some of the questions.
Jake, it's up to you. I have them all saved in a Word doc if you want me to fire off on the questions.
Oh, there was a chat going on? I didn't. Okay. Hang on, let me scroll through. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, go ahead, man. I saw some of them that came in, but yeah, go ahead and lead it.
All right, and feel free to ask more questions, guys, in the chat if we don't catch yours, but I think we got most of them here. So, Spencer, first one is Table Labs needs my Amazon affiliate API key and secret code. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, and we've got tutorial videos to do that. It's really quick and easy, but yes, it needs those so that it is Amazon compliant. You're using Amazon's API. You only have to input that once, and you're done.
Yeah, and that's pretty easy, and that's pretty commonplace these days. If you're wanting to use images and use the Amazon's compliant images, you're going to have the API access. So,
yep.
Somebody asked if they have a sample page of where they might use this table, and I was just going to say, if you look at either of the two pages that I had mentioned earlier, the one with the best running shoes for kids or the best creatine supplements, like I think either one of those would benefit from a table like this.
Right, absolutely. So if you're writing articles on, best chinchilla toys or best creatine supplements or Maytag versus, whatever brand B, any product that you're comparing or doing reviews on or doing a versus article, putting in a chart in any and all of those articles is going to do really, really well.
Awesome. There was another one that, is there an option to automatically use the Amazon rating rather than entering it manually ourselves?
That is coming very shortly, actually. So it's not quite there yet. But it will be coming shortly via the API. Previously, that actually was not available via the API, and it was against Amazon terms of service to use their ratings anywhere. But now they've made it available via the API, and so that will be an update. If you join today, you'll get that ability very soon.
And another thing to call out, because this ties into another question, someone had mentioned why put fake ratings and mess with your credibility. It's not a fake rating if it's coming from your website and you're rating it for yourself. Just don't claim that it's Amazon's rating and say for right now, don't say this is Amazon's rating for this product. You can say it's our website's rating for this product, and that's the truth. And you're not messing with your own credibility. You're saying this is how we would review our product.
Right. And that's kind of the whole point of the comparison chart, right? It gives you the ability to input your own data and your own opinion there, right? So if it's rated 5 stars on Amazon, but you believe it's a 1-star product, like you should put that and call that out.
Right.
And that's what makes your website more valuable.
Or if you don't like it, you can just delete that column, leave the image and the price and the buy button. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, you could totally do that.
Right. You can delete any and all columns, right? So if you don't want an image, if you don't want a rating, if you don't want a price, you can delete that and add your own columns.
And I think to tie back into the rating, somebody, because you're gonna have that update soon, Spencer, using the API for the review. Somebody asked if buying the product gives them lifetime updates included.
Yes, it does. Yep. So those updates, once you become a Table Labs member, it is web-based tool, and so you won't have to re-download anything or anything like that. You'll get those updates.
Yep. I think we've established that it is a paid tool, and everybody has that link to go check out the pricing. Someone had asked if you said we can put the table on any number of websites, but what counts towards the allocated number of installs per license? I think that's a great question.
Yeah, so there is no installation, right? So that's the great thing. You do not, it's not a WordPress plugin.
Right.
What you saw me do, literally copying and pasting the code. Like I didn't have to install anything like an external WordPress plugin before. Like that's all I did. So to answer that question, what sort of counts is
Spencer, I may have lost you there.
Yeah, he cut out for the moment. I can take that. You can hear me,
ahead.
Jason, right?
Yep, I can hear you. Go for it.
Yeah, so just the amount of tables that you create in your dashboard and Table Labs goes to that amount. So 30, 100, or unlimited, or the different tiers there. But like in my case, when I first used it, I kind of did it by category on my site. So I might have a particular category. I kind of created one table that fit all of my articles that were in that category on my website. And that might have been 30 different articles. And I took that same table and just installed it across the category. So I had what was one table, but I had it on 30 different pages of my site, and that just counts as one table.
Right.
So there's no limit there. And then if you have multiple websites, there's no limit to the amount of domains, anything like that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I am back now. Thanks for getting that for me.
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
And then while you're on the Table Labs, the most recent question there, somebody, I think it's Sybil, asked about the special one-time cost. Will it eventually turn into a monthly subscription? And the answer is no. During this launch special, this is truly a one-time cost. Gets you lifetime access, all future updates, all that. This never turns into a monthly subscription, but when the countdown hits 0, it will go back to a monthly subscription product. But if you buy during this window, you're good.
Right, exactly. So if you buy now, it's one time, that's it. If anybody doesn't buy, next week it will be a subscription product if you decide to buy next week.
Okay.
There was one here, Jason, if you don't mind, that came in during the Q&A here. Well, now they're coming in. I lost it. Somebody. Oh, who was it? Abel. How do you do your keyword research around the comparison strategy? I'll give you one thing for that I use doing that. Of course, there are keyword tools out there like SEMrush. So a lot of times I would go look at competitor keywords, and then I would search for things like versus or words like that are typically in those types of search phrases. So I would go to a competitor that's doing really well and just filter it down by looking for any keywords they rank for with the word versus. I would also use a free tool out there called Ubersuggest. Jason mentioned Answer the Public as well as another one, but like Ubersuggest, you could start out by typing in, Samsung versus, and just let it go and see what suggestions it comes up with that people search Samsung versus whatever. It'll kind of fill in that blank for you. So those are a couple ways to get started.
Yeah, and someone else even mentioned forums too as a way. I think you may have mentioned that, Jake, but forums is somebody else is doing it too. So.
Yep.
One additional idea, that people can add on top of that is, like I was saying, with Jungle Scout or Unicorn Smasher, or just looking at the best-selling products on Amazon. If you're comparing products, look at the top 2 or 3 best sellers and compare those against each other. Just sort of manually figure out, okay, these are the 2 best-selling products. I should do a comparison, right? So you can also do a lot of manual research that way.
Okay. Another one is, should my comparisons be based on actual experience or researched comparisons?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
I would say it depends. Anymore, I don't do a lot of the writing myself. I hire writers for my sites and things like that. And sometimes people will have personal experience with the product. I consider that a bonus. If not, what I tell them to do is pretend like you're about to go buy this product yourself and research the internet like you were spending your own money and put together like everything that you find. So think of it kind of like a research project. And you don't claim to, hey, I use this product and I had this experience. Right. You're not lying. You're not doing anything deceptive. But you can take all of the tons of information that's out there and condense that down in a succinct way into like a really thorough guide that gives people everything they need to know before buying. I think you've done your job. And so you can do that without being deceptive at all. And I think it works really well.
Yeah, I agree. That's another place where forums can come in handy if you don't have any firsthand experience. Like when you're talking high-end products, you may not have a budget to buy all the high-end products to take your own pictures or sample them. So forums can be a great way to do research for that. Or I mean, even family and friends, like reach out and find people who actually have experience with the product to get their feedback. So somebody had a question on what is the optimum click-through rate that one should aim for, impressions versus clicks?
Boy, that really depends on the niche, I think.
Yeah.
It really comes down to, yeah. I mean, it could be, it's all over the board. I mean, it could be 1 or 2%, or it could be 10%, right? I don't know. What additional input do you guys have?
Yeah, I definitely think it depends on the niche. Like I would say that I'm probably closer to like 30 to 40% of my page views per day end up going to Amazon based on what they're looking for. But then the conversion is lower for my niche. So I may convert in the non-holiday season around 3%, meaning that once they get to that Amazon page, only 3% of the time they're buying. Or when the holidays tick up, I'm closer to 6, 7, 8%. So it really is dependent on your niche. Jake, I don't know if you have any feedback based on yours.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. I mean, before, I've been using Table Labs since it was in beta. We were testing it out on my own sites. So before that, I had no idea how many people were clicking on my tables because I was using either like TablePress plugin or like on Thrive Themes, they have a table you can build there, but I really had no clue how many people were clicking on it. I was just looking at my affiliate commissions and, oh, that's good. So it was really enlightening because I found out that some pages are doing way better than others as far as click-through rates. So, I would say that normal for me on these has been like 10 to 15%, but some have been as high as 25. And of course, there's some outliers the other way as well that are in the single digits. And, that's across, I probably have 100 tables or so in Table Labs that I'm using on different sites and the whole deal. So that's what I've seen.
Cool. Hey, Spencer, I know Jake said he didn't have any experience with this, and I don't either, but ASIN Inspector is apparently similar to Jungle Scout. Do you have any experience with it? Because I do not.
I don't think that I've used that tool specifically, so I can't speak to that, I guess.
All right.
There was a question. I don't know if you have it in your notes, Jason. It was like towards the very beginning. It was the first guy that I told we would talk about it in the Q&A. Yep. This was like 40 minutes ago.
Yep.
Do you have that one?
Which we're talking about internal linking?
Yeah, internal linking,
yep.
Yeah.
That's the next one up. Internal linking. How important is the schema and or keyword silos? So, I mean, I can go here. I'll start off.
Okay.
Personally, for me, the schema is important, but for keyword silos, I could care less. So I link, and you'll get varying opinions depending on who you talk to about the importance of silos. I personally, if I have a page that has links because people have linked to it because they like the content, I use that page to link to other pages in my site that I want to rank. So I pay zero attention to silos. I link out to my other pages wherever it makes sense to do so. I won't send a reader on a wild goose chase, but if there's something I think will help their experience, I absolutely will link to it regardless of what silo it's in.
Yep. I agree. I'm pretty much the same way. So.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree with that. There was a more recent question here that came during the Q&A time. Somebody asked to each of us if we are still building new sites or if at this point we're just working on existing sites or something to that effect. And I know, Jason, you've got a site that's fairly new that's having some success.
I do. I can answer that one. I have a site that I started. We installed WordPress in January, had my first 10 articles up in February, and I hadn't even looked at analytics last month. I had been neglecting it, and to my surprise, the site had 73,000 page views last month. So I picked up some natural links. It's doing well. It's getting traffic. So now I'm putting that site back on the forefront so I can try and increase page views. So I am absolutely building new sites. I do plan to focus on my primary two, maybe another one sometime down the road because I don't want to focus on shiny new objects, but I think it's absolutely viable to build new sites even in today's environment.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm mostly focusing on sites that I already have, to be honest. I've got a couple of brands, one in particular now, that I'm pretty excited about that I'm focusing on quite a bit, producing some of my own products. We do make some affiliate sales there, and I'm putting lots of comparison charts on that, but also developing my own products. And I just sold a brand as well, a nice exit there. Deal just closed just recently. So, but no new sites on the near horizon, at least right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, working mostly on existing, but I don't know about you guys, but I have ideas for new sites all the time.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
new products all the time, and I've got many domains that I own with great ideas that have never hatched.
That's right.
I've actually got a seasoned domain that's been around for around a year that I haven't done anything with, and I just recently hired my younger half brother, and I'm going to hand that off to him and say, here you go, learn how to build a site, go nuts. So.
A couple of new questions just came in, both about outsourcing articles and researching. I'll give my take on this, and then you guys can share what you think. What I've been doing a lot is I still own the keyword research part of it, because I feel like that's what I do best. So, I create the content plan and the strategy, but I have been finding writers, and I've been using Upwork to find writers. And I try to find people that specialize to some degree, or at least have an interest in my niche, and I feel like that works well. And I think you'll be surprised if you go out to Upwork how many freelancers are on there that even if you go looking for something really specific. I'm looking for somebody who wants to do some extra writing, who loves to play bocce ball, or something like that. You might be surprised by the answers that you get. And so I've been doing that formula, and it works pretty well. As far as how much I'm paying, I've been doing a lot of like hourly rate type stuff, and usually like 10 to 12 bucks an hour. And for people to write like a really good buying guide for a good writer might be about 4 hours, so about 50 bucks for one of those, which I know is really not a lot to spend, but it's been working well for me.
Yeah, I do about 35 to 45 bucks per 1,000 words for the writers that I have contracted through Upwork. I do use them. It really, for me, depends on the topic. A lot of the pillar stuff I'll still write myself if it's something I have experience with. But if it's something I need an expert on, I absolutely trust the writers that I have been able to find on Upwork. I've got some good ones that I utilize. And then I've used some other services too for some of my supporting articles. And what I'll do on those supporting articles is I'll use a service like Content Refined if it's like for a product review. And what I'll do is I generally do this for the products that I have experience with. I'll have them write the review. It comes back to me, and I know that I'm going to have to make adjustments. But for me, it's easier to edit than it is to create. So I'll go in there, and I may end up rewriting 30 or 40% of the article. But when I've got the bones, the structure there, it's a lot easier for me to just knock it out if I'm going to write it myself.
Awesome. Yeah.
Spencer, I think you primarily use article spinners on Fiverr, right? To get
I just haven't gotten away from that since 2010. They work so well. No, absolutely not.
Hey, Spencer, there was one good question here. What's the easiest way to get images through the Amazon API? And Table Labs, I would say, is one of the easiest ways to get images, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that demo that I just went through, all those images came from the API, right? It happened automatically. So if you're using Table Labs or creating comparison charts, absolutely. Just go in there, do your search, and when you click Add Product, it's pulling in all the data, including the images straight from the API. Other than that, I mean, without building your own tool, right? An API is really just it's a data dump. You can't really do anything with it unless you build an interface yourself. So either you have to be a programmer or you have to use an outside tool to really use the API. So Table Labs is a great way to do that. I don't really know of any other tool that just sort of pulls in the images by itself. But let's go ahead and wrap this up here. I don't know if there's maybe one more final question, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. We've about an hour, 15 minutes here in. So we don't want to keep people too much longer. Any final questions that came up, or are we good?
We've got one more that I think you should answer, Spencer. It's
Okay.
somebody asked, will the Table Labs discount be available if you're a Niche Pursuits Insider member? And if so, do the Niche Pursuits Insider members that are currently subscribers get a discount?
Above and beyond the current discount, we'll have to we'll take those one off. So go ahead, and if you're a Niche Pursuits Insider member, go ahead and shoot me an email, and we'll definitely get you something special so it's worth your time, since you're already an existing member. So we'll leave it at that. But for everybody else, they can go over to tablelabs.com/special and can get that, really, this one-time special offer. It's not a subscription right now where it normally would be. So if you're interested at all, go ahead and jump in now while you still have the opportunity, and you'll get 60 days free of Niche Pursuits Insider if you do that. That's it for tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone had a great 2017 and is starting to make some goals and some plans for 2018, and that some of the tips we've shared you'll find helpful as well. Jake or Jason, any final thoughts from you guys?
Nope, I'm good.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, very good. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. Have a good evening, and hopefully we will chat soon. I will be writing on the blog here very soon with some additional things as well. So stick around. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.